and now not equal to.
Welcome back. The IT bellwether Ingenius Technologies today announced its results for the quarter ending September 30th. Revenue growth was tepid, just 6% over the same quarter last year. The company, however, was able to meet its profit targets due to better cost management. For more, we have Vani Gupta reporting live outside the Ingenius campus in Bangalore. Vani, Ingenius results, good news or bad news?
Thank you, Priya. Last year, Ingenius' chairman Krishna Rao told the market to expect 10% growth in net profit for the year. Last quarter, the company just met its goal through what seems like some deep cost cutting, but analysts were not happy with a revenue growth of just 6%.
Indeed, the stock is now trading at 860, down about 4% for the day, which is also bringing down the rest of the Indian IT stocks. Vani, I hear that the cost-cutting measures at Ingenius have been quite aggressive.
That's right, Priya. Ingenius has rolled out a slate of profit improvement measures. The most important one is what the company calls traditional workday. Ingenius wants employees to clock 9 hours a day on campus. The management claims that even though the employee manual has been silent about it, they've always had a 9-hour workday. The employees, of course, disagree. They claim that till last year they had an 8-hour workday with telecommuting. Now, it's a mandatory 9 hours on campus.
And has this affected employee morale?
Absolutely. Employees are up in arms against traditional workday. Chairman Rao has had to step into the fray himself.
We have a video of Chairman Rao speaking about the 9-hour workday, an excerpt from his quarterly address to his employees. Here it is.
One last thing. This company has a long history behind it. Today, our employees work on campuses that rival the best anywhere in the world. Beautiful manicured lawns, company transport, subsidized meals, daycare, gyms, you name it, we have it. But it wasn't always like this. Back in the early days, right after I started the company, we didn't have a campus. Just 2 rented bungalows in Koramangala. No daycare, no gyms. Just rows and rows of computers on desks. Computers used to be expensive, so we had 2 developers assigned to each. One would handwrite code while the other debugged and compiled on the machine. And then they'd switch places. It was different back then, very different. But there was this passion to prove that we were good at what we did, that sitting right here in India, we could compete with the best in the world. Wasn't easy, of course. We had to work twice as hard. There really was no concept of working hours. We just lived at the office and went home to sleep. And Saturdays were working days. That's the kind of hard work and sacrifice this company is built on. It's in our bloodstream. That is why I am so disappointed that traditional workday is not getting your active cooperation. I mean, why is it such a problem? All we're asking you to do is to swipe in and out of campus. Is that so hard? Most of you anyway spend more than 9 hours at work. Why is it so difficult to swipe? Today, I've asked finance and HR to start taking disciplinary action against those employees who have not been swiping. Unfortunately, this has become unavoidable. I want to see 100% compliance in swiping. Without that, we cannot implement the traditional workday. And it is crucial that we implement it fully and across the board. This is a matter of work ethic, friends, of discipline. Outside the walls of this campus, India is still a third world country. You can't get lazy and complacent at the first sign of success. I know you'll all support me in this very important matter. Thank you.
And there you have it, a peek into what's going on at India's leading IT company. Vani, what are you hearing from the Ingenius employees?
Well, Priya, as you can imagine, employees are very unhappy. It's not just the 9-hour workday. Ingenius has implemented several other cost-cutting measures. Benefits are being slashed, salary increments are very low. Most of these affect the rank-and-file employees, or muggers, as they are called. I've been covering the IT beat for several years now, and I have to say, I have never seen employees at Ingenius this upset.
Sorry, Vani, did you just say muggers? I think I've heard that term used at Ingenius before. Could you throw some more light on it for our viewers?
Sure. Ingenius has 3 employee tracks: makers, checkers, and muggers. Makers are the employees in sales and marketing. Checkers are the employees in finance. The rest of the employees are called muggers, which is the majority of employees including programmers, their managers, and employees in all support functions like HR. The management of the company, the heads of the departments, all come from makers and checkers.
Makers, checkers, muggers. Interesting names. How are the employees assigned these tracks?
Every employee that joins Ingenius after college goes through a 4-month training program. Then they take a test called the sorting test. Based on the results of the sorting test, employees are placed either in the markets track or the finance track.
And the rest, I suppose, are the muggers. Can a mugger ever become a maker or a checker?
No, Priya, you can never change tracks. Once a mugger, always a mugger. You'll hear that line a lot at Ingenius.
Fascinating. There you have it. Makers and checkers making trouble for muggers. It's all happening at Ingenius, India's largest IT company. It's time now for a short break. After the break, we'll be back with a market roundup. Don't go anywhere.
I can't believe you get off the plane after 20 hours and go directly to work.
Well, not directly. I shower first.
Thank goodness for that.
First stop, airport lounge, then Electronic City.
All this business class travel must be nice, huh?
It was at first. But when you travel as often as I do, it gets old pretty soon.
Done? I wish your Bangalore trips were a little longer. A week or 2 in 3 months is just not enough.
Last quarter, I made 2 trips.
Yes, but the second one was because you thought you had to be here for an important client visit. How often does that happen? Generally, you send someone from your team.
That's the way it is, darling. My clients, my office, my team, they're all there in New York. I can't just keep making trips to Bangalore. Besides, you won't leave your parents here in India and come to the US even for a short trip.
I know. It's just that I miss you. I see you for a week or 2 in 3 months, and for the rest of the time, it's WhatsApp.
We talk several times a day, darling.
That we do. You are very good about calling, my love, in spite of your meetings and travel.
And you're very good at making time for my calls whenever I have a few minutes.
I am just a lowly mugger at internal IT. You are the Vice President Global Markets, biggest marketing unit at Ingenius, most promising maker.
Okay, enough. I'm glad my career trajectory amuses you so much.
I'm just saying it like it is. Dessert.
Ooh, what's on the menu?
Rabdi. I made it myself.
Get out of town. You made rabri.
Of course I didn't. You think I would stand over the gas for hours stirring a pot of thickening milk? I love you. but not that much.
I'm hurt. Where's it from?
Nilgiris. How is it?
Died and gone to heaven. I notice you're not having any.
Have to stay in shape as the love interest of Rahul Bose, the rising star of Ingenius.
For God's sake, let's see what shape you're in, huh?
No. No grabby. Not until after. Finish your dessert first.
Fine. I put on 2 pounds every India trip because of desserts like this. It takes me 3 months at the gym to work them off. And then it's time for my next trip.
You and your first world problems. So, did you catch the chairman's address on the intranet?
Yeah, parts of it. But I don't think I missed much. He also showed up at a markets review meeting.
Same rant?
Nastier.
The stock dropped today, didn't it?
Almost 5%.
Isn't that bad?
It's down 15% for the year.
So, is the company in trouble?
The whole Indian IT industry is in trouble. Growth has slowed down. Profit margins are getting crushed.
But why? Isn't this like the golden age of IT?
Many reasons. But the root cause is what I would call complacency. Indian IT rode a 2-decade-long offshoring wave. While we were riding the wave, we fooled ourselves and everyone into thinking that the hypergrowth was because of us, because of how well we were running our companies. But the entire time it wasn't us, it was the wave.
And then the wave became a ripple.
Exactly. And we haven't found the next wave. Ready for some wine?
The French wine that you got me?
Uh-huh.
The one that you can't pronounce the name of?
Yes.
Sure. So basically, it's nobody's fault that the company is in the doldrums. Is that what you're saying?
No, I won't say that. The markets didn't turn on us overnight. There was plenty of time to change course, find the next wave, but we didn't feel the need to, or didn't know how to.
Who's we?
Our leadership, basically.
Chairman Rao?
Uh-huh. He's been the boss forever, literally. Founder chairman.
Why is he still around? Doesn't he want to enjoy his fortune?
Nah. He loves the game way too much. Founded the company almost 30 years ago. His ownership of the company is now down to 7%. But he still runs Ingenius like a sole proprietor. To us, darling. Cheers. Come here.
I'm so glad you're back.
Me too.
But I still don't understand. The company is floundering. Why hasn't the board found someone else?
It's not that simple. While we may not be doing as well as we used to, Rao still has a lot of credibility with the board and investors. And don't forget, while our sales growth may have slowed down, the company is still meeting its profit commitments to the market.
Of course! Rao can always meet his profit numbers by taking it out of our hides.
Yeah, the very unpopular profit improvement measures.
More like screw employee measures. This traditional workday is the most disgusting thing I've ever heard of.
Come on, it's not that bad. Most employees work more than 9 hours a day anyway.
Maybe not to you makers. For the size of your paycheck, of course you work long hours. But for us muggers, we are paid for an 8-hour workday. That's not counting the 2 hours commute in Bangalore traffic. Both ways.
Will it shock you if I told you that muggers made a lot less just a few years ago, like half of today?
Will it shock you if I told you that makers' compensation has gone up 30% while muggers' wages aren't even keeping up with inflation?
We have to pay makers better to attract and retain the kind of talent that can help reignite growth.
I see. So makers get paid more when the company is doing well because they are being rewarded for making it happen. And when it's not, they also get paid more because, well, how else will we hire the right talent then? Nice logic. Who came up with it? A maker?
You've been saying maker mugger a lot this time. I thought you said these employee tracks were all nonsense.
Did I? Not anymore. I am completely with the program now.
Uh-huh.
It makes total sense.
For the record, there is no employee track called muggers.
I know. It's what everyone calls the leftovers from the starting test. Or those who join laterally. Like me.
Oh, come on, darling.
So, who came up with these brilliant names?
Don't know. But maker, I think, is short for rainmaker. You know, they make revenue. And checker because the finance guys check everything. I understand there's this concept in finance called maker checker. So, sort of all fits.
Interesting. And muggers?
Something that the name was borrowed from Harry Potter. You know, the muggles who couldn't do magic.
Of course. That makes you a wizard and me an idiot commoner.
Come on, darling. We're not talking about you.
But at the end of the day, I'm a mugger and will always be at this company.
Not if it were up to me.
It doesn't matter what you think. You are a maker and I'm a mugger, and we can't have an open relationship.
Darling, you know we can't. Unwritten rules.
Yeah, unwritten rules. Remind me again why?
Don't know. To avoid favoritism or something like that. Darling, we talked about this before we started dating.
I know, but it still hurts. I don't want to have to hide our relationship. I'm planning to do something about it.
About what, baby?
This oppression of muggers. It can't go on.
Come on, darling. It's been this way for years. What are you going to do? Challenge it in the courts?
We have a plan.
We? I see. The underground union.
Yes, the underground union.
So it's still alive.
Alive and kicking. The more they exploit muggers, the stronger we become.
Anna, I've told you before. They'll come after you. They'll break the union and they'll fire you. Then you'll be blacklisted and no one will give you a job. This is what they do.
They'll have to know who to come after. They won't. We are very careful.
Anna, you don't know these people. Rao, Murali, when they go after someone, there's no stopping them. Rao is like a chess player. He knows your moves 3 moves ahead. And Murali is his hitman.
Which is why you don't confront them out in the open. In the past, unions did it the old-fashioned way. Protests, PR, that stupid crap. Rao just took the leaders and made examples out of them. Fired them. Publicly shamed them. Nobody would hire the poor fucks. That's what killed the union. And put the fear of God in future union leaders.
And what makes you think you're going to escape that same fate?
Because we are going to fight from the shadows. Stay anonymous. People will know each other only on a need-to-know basis. Do you know how a terrorist cell operates?
Oh God. You're taking inspiration from Al-Qaeda now?
If someone turns an informer, they will only expose the people they know, and not the whole organization.
Organization? Seriously? Last time you told me about this, there were just 3 of you. I thought you would let off some steam and move on. But no, you continue with this madness. Anna, you'll get caught and they'll show you no mercy.
No, we won't. Not if you help us.
Me? Please don't pull me into some crazy scheme of yours, okay?
You said you don't believe in this employee track system.
I don't, but it works.
Is it fair that the mugger should bear the brunt of the company's poor performance?
The company, it's...
Stagnant wages and more work hours, while makers are paid more and more. Is that fair?
Maybe not, but that is...
Just hear me out, okay? I am not trying to pull you into any union. I just need your help on something that I'm working on. This is really important.
Anna, I'm worried about you.
Just hear me out, okay?
Okay, what are you planning to do?
I'm planning to hack into Swiper and wipe out the entire database.
Swiper? You mean that system that records entry and exit times of employees?
Yes.
Why?
If they don't have that data, they won't be able to take action against employees who haven't been swiping.
But I don't see the point. It's not going to stop Rao. At best, it will be a temporary setback to traditional workday.
I know, but the symbolic victory will be huge, and muggers need that right now. Will you help me?
You can't be serious.
I am dead serious.
And besides, I wouldn't know the first thing about hacking into a database. That seems more like your kind of thing.
You have a very important role to play, but it's a simple operation. In and out, almost no risk.
In other words, there is risk.
Rahul, when did you last do anything that was more exciting than bidding on a contract?
Believe me, there is plenty of excitement in my life. Besides, I'm in love with an exciting woman.
But then let's do this thing together. It will be our thing.
Sounds like a suicide pact to me. Anna.
May I know why?
Why what?
Why wouldn't you do this one thing for me?
Because it's too risky.
I see. Too risky.
Yes.
And what about dating your subordinate? That gal from the New York office that you were boning on the side?
Hey, that was before I met you. I've been completely honest with you. That doesn't
A
mean...
relationship with your subordinate is an open invitation to a sexual harassment lawsuit in the US. But you went ahead with it anyway.
I knew what I was doing. Nothing happened.
You were lucky she just left when you broke up and didn't sue. You told me how anxious you were. Don't pretend.
I was. So what?
So this. You were okay taking big risks with your career for that Carol woman, but not for me.
Anna, that was completely different.
What about our relationship, Rahul? A maker, a mugger. Does that pose any risk? Are you going to leave me because of the risk?
How can you say that, Anna? I love you.
Then do this thing for me. Do it because you love me.
If I say no, will you drop the plan?
Not a chance. I'll have to come up with a different plan.
Which will be riskier.
Probably.
Well, that puts me in a bind, doesn't it?
You can say no. I'm not going to force you.
How can I say no if it puts you at greater risk? I'll do it.
You will? Thank you. I love you.
But first, you have to tell me your whole plan, okay?
I will.
I don't trust your risk assessment. I've seen you drive in Bangalore.
You'll see. It's a piece of cake. Thank you. You are my knight in shining armor.
No. I'm scared of horses. Besides, you don't look like a damsel in distress to me either.
Well, this damsel's grateful nonetheless.
So, how are you planning to do the hack?
Let's leave that for the morning, shall we? I have other things on my mind right now.
Is that so, huh?
You haven't seen me in 3 months, mister. And all you can do is talk.
Naked or pooch?
What does that mean?
Stop asking questions. Just get naked.
What? You are such a rascal.
I still don't understand why you have to get a flat of your own. It's not like we don't have enough room. Just your mother and me in a huge house.
I know, Dad.
You can do whatever you like. Call over whoever you like. In the East Wing, you can have all the privacy you want.
You know it's not about that.
At least think about your mother. First, Anu leaves for London. Then you decide you want a place of your own. It's about to adjust you for the poor woman.
Mom understands. I have already spoken to her about it. It's just that I want to live independently.
But why? What does independent living get you that you don't already have?
Come on, Dad. We have gone over this many, many times.
Fine. It's your life. Make sure I've signed everyone. Maybe this will do you some good. You've been coddled by your mother and servants all your life. Maybe it's time to experience the real world.
It's all fine.
So how's your startup doing? What's it called? Classical?
Classic car. Not bad. Actually,
I think you should call it classical. Easier to remember.
Classica isn't that hard either.
It's harder than classical, which happens to be an English word. Like Ingenius.
We did some focus groups with the name, Dad, and people liked the name.
Or did they? Well, I like Ingenius. I've always liked it. The moment I thought of it, I knew that was the one. Didn't have to do any focus groups and nonsense like that. You do focus groups when you want to convince other people about something. If it's your own damn company, why the hell do you need to do a focus group?
Ingenius is a great name, Dad. But you named it before the domain name land grab began. Today, if you buy something like ingenius.com, it will cost you $1 million, at least.
You're looking for a .in domain name, right? That should be cheaper.
A little, but still beyond our reach.
How about if you spell it classical with an LE at the end?
We like classica, Dad. Can you talk about something else, please?
All right. Sure.
I need to sell some Ingenius shares from my trust. I need to put more money into Classica.
Again, how much?
$1 million?
But I just put in $500,000 6 months ago. And $500,000 when you started the company.
That's not going to be enough.
How far are you from revenue?
Right now we are focused on perfecting the Indian language OCR technology. The early signs are very promising.
In other words, very far from revenue.
Yes.
Good, good. And you can't raise money from outside investors.
Not unless you call them and tell them Classica matters to you, but you don't want to call them.
I thought you wanted to stand on your own feet.
This is for the last time, Dad.
What does the company do again?
I have told you a dozen times. We take Indian language classics that are public domain and transliterate them into the Roman script.
Ah, yes, right. So like Tagore's writings in Bengali, but written in the English script.
Roman script.
And then?
And then, that's it.
That's it. What's the revenue model? How do you make money?
About that. Well, it doesn't seem right to charge a high price for what is essentially free public domain work. So we are now thinking we'll charge a small amount, maybe 50 rupees.
Doesn't seem right. Are you running a bloody charity? Huh? Or what do they call it nowadays? Social business. You charge the highest price that you can get away with. That maximizes your profit.
Dad! Let me do this my way. So about those shares.
No.
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 So you won't let me sell shares that are in my trust for my own legit business?
Those shares are in your trust for tax purposes. But that's not even the point, Neil. The real question is whether this is a legitimate business or some hobby of yours.
Excuse me, sir.
Ah, Murli, come.
Hello, Neil. What brings you here?
Hello, Murli uncle. Just some papers. Dad had to sign them. I bought a new flat.
Very good. Congrats. Sorry to interrupt, Rao, sir.
Of course.
But there was something urgent that just needed a little bit of your time.
I was just going to call you anyway. Neil, I want you to sit down with Murli uncle, explain your business to him. Murli uncle is not just a great CFO, he's one of the sharpest minds in business. If he thinks what you're doing is viable, come back and we'll talk, okay?
Whatever you say, Dad.
Sit down, Murli. Mr. Briganza, please have Vikram come in the afternoon. Yes, I want to talk to him about the coverage of Ingenius in the papers today. Murli, startup of his is a bloody waste of time.
Let me talk to him. Maybe Ingenius can help his company.
Nobody can help it. Not me, not Ingenius. It's a lost cause. He knows it too, but he won't give it up.
Sir, I think he's just trying to find himself. Emerge from under your shadow. All his life he has heard stories about you. About how you started Ingenius from scratch and built this giant
It
corporation.
was a different time, Murli. I had no choice. Why does he have to waste his life on a pretty little startup?
Maybe he doesn't know what to do if he shuts it down. Sir, why don't you ask him to join Ingenius? He has a degree in computer science from Harvard. He's well spoken.
No, Murli, we can't do that. We built this company based on certain principles. And one of them is that in Ingenius only merit counts. If I allow my son to join the company, his merit won't matter. His managers will only see him as the chairman's son.
Then what will he do after Classica?
I don't know. Something else. Whatever it is, first he has to stop doing this damn startup. Only when you talk to him, can you see if you can knock some sense into him?
Understood, sir. I'll do my best.
Being rich, successful, it's nice. For the next generation, it's like a curse. Their lives can never be normal. Family wealth takes away any motivation to do anything that resembles work. And for the few exceptions like Neil, odds are he'll probably always be known as Krishna Rao's son.
He's a good boy, sir. I'll talk to him. Reason out with him.
Thank you, Murli. For all the money and power at my disposal that comes from Neil, I feel totally helpless.
Don't worry, sir. He's still young. There is a lot of time to course correct.
Let's hope so. You wanted to talk to me about something?
I just wanted to share some numbers. This quarter doesn't look good.
Shit! I think I'm bleeding.
What? How?
I had a disagreement with the bush outside the window.
Rahul, I'll take a look at it when we get back. Unless you're dying.
No, not dying. Heart is still beating. A lot faster though.
Aha! There's the keylogger. Perfectly attached. Good job, darling.
Oh my god, attaching that keylogger was the most difficult thing I've ever done in my whole life.
That was brave, darling.
Before that, I had this long, inane conversation with Chitra about appraisal systems for global markets. I honestly didn't know what I was saying. A long stream of words was just coming out of my mouth.
Like now?
Yeah, I kept on talking. A part of my head was like, what am I saying? But I didn't stop. And I don't think she noticed. Finally, her assistant came in to say that the billing system had crashed. And then, just like you said, she stepped outside to get a status report. That's when I walked over to her desk and attached the keylogger like I had practiced with you. And then I opened the window. And then I just...
Sneak in a couple of pegs before we left.
Might have been more than that. Needed some liquid courage. I'm not what I would call a brave person, you know. I just said...
Rahul.
What?
Zip it! We've got work to do.
Okay. But you got to understand. I'm not as good as you are at this hacking and breaking and entering stuff. I'm nervous. And when I'm nervous, I talk. I also talk when I've had a few drinks, you know. Right now I'm both nervous and I've had a few drinks.
That looks like a password. Thank God for all the control symbols.
The things I do for love.
And social justice. You're helping the oppressed.
Writing a small check in December to a deserving cause is much easier.
And I am in.
What? It's the Hanuman Chalisa. My grandfather taught me to recite it when I'm afraid. My maternal grandfather...
You are also making the sign of the cross.
For extra protection. More gods, more protection.
You're being very careful, darling.
That's what you think. But in the movies, this is exactly when the sirens go off and the guards surround us.
Can you just go back to your Hanuman chant, please?
What are you doing?
I am running a script that will wipe out the entire database. Basically, make it unrecoverable.
But they'll have a backup.
Yeah, it will take care of the backup too.
Wow. I must say you're really well prepared.
I'm in internal IT. I know my way around Swiper.
You know, this has been bugging me. Why would they call it Swiper? Bad choice. The only Swiper I know is this character from Dora. He's a thief.
Dora?
Dora the Explorer. The TV show for kids. Wow. You haven't heard of Dora? Every parent in America knows about Dora. They have this love-hate relationship with Dora. When it's on TV, the kids are glued to it. That's the only time some parents happy themselves when the kids are away. For that, they're very grateful. But it's also true that Dora's high-pitched voice drives them up the wall. Dora and in the early days, Teletubbies. Two shows that were like big neon warning signs on the road to parenthood. I'm talking too much, aren't I? Hey, I've been meaning to tell you this. I have this client of mine, cute blonde. She wanted sex in exchange for signing a contract. I had to say yes. What to do? Needed the deal. Sorry.
I heard that, you bastard.
Just checking. What are you doing?
Just a couple more seconds.
What exactly are you doing, Anna? I just saw Krishna Rao's name scroll by. You're not in Swiper anymore.
All done.
Anna, what did you just do? Don't you dare hide it from me. Anna!
I copied Rao's email archive.
What? Why?
It will be our insurance.
So you were planning to do this all along and didn't bother to tell me?
No, I didn't. I didn't know I could until I did.
Give me the USB stick, Anna.
We need to go, baby.
Don't baby me. Give me the stick now.
Shh. Lower your voice, Rahul.
I won't allow this. I went along with this as long as it was Swiper. But stealing the chairman's emails? This is no longer a prank.
Rahul, I promise we will talk about it. But right now, we need to get the hell out of here before a security guard comes on a random check.
We are not done with this.
Okay, let's go.
morning, they held their badges to the turnstile like they do every morning. Normally, the turnstile recognizes the employee badge, beeps, flashes red, and lets the employee enter. But today, turnstiles all over campus were silent. No beep, no flash of red, and they wouldn't turn. Employees gathered in large numbers at every gate, unable to enter. Finally, the main gates had to be opened to let the employees in. CBC has learned that the malfunction was caused by hackers. Over the weekend, members of U2, the underground union, hacked into an application called Swiper, which records all employee swipes in and out of every Ingenius campus. The hackers erased the entire Swiper database. This could be a huge blow to the 9-hour workday program, which is very dear to Chairman Rao and is key to the company's plans to maintain profitability. The company spokesperson offered no comment other than to confirm that Swiper was down. This is Vani Gupta reporting from Bangalore for CBC.
Chitra, please tell me you've identified the hacker.
No, sir.
Oh, that's not good.
But sir, we have learned a few things by analyzing the logs. We know exactly where the hacker carried out the hacking from.
Oh, from where?
From my office, sir. Using my computer, my user ID and password.
Sometimes you just have to take a moment and admire the balls on your adversary. So the hack was carried out from the office of our head of internal IT, from our very own computer. You sure it wasn't you, Chitra?
No, sir.
No, of course not. You've been a loyal checker in this company for what, 20 years?
18 years, sir. 11 in finance and 7 in internal IT.
So then who did it? And how did they get your password?
Sir, our passwords are hashed and salted. You can't get to them. You can't crack them.
Yet they did. Are you sure you don't write down your password on a piece of paper? I know it's hard to remember a new password every 6 weeks with numbers and symbols and whatnot.
How can I, sir? I set these policies myself. Writing down passwords is just the worst kind of security.
Then who did it, Chitra? And how did they get your password? They walk into your office, they use your computer. Wait, how did they get into your office? Wasn't it locked?
It was, sir. If I'm not there, it's always locked. Even the cleaning staff can't get in unless my assistant is there.
Then how did they get in?
Sir, my office is on the ground floor. Today I noticed that one of the windows was unlatched. Perhaps they used that.
So you lock your office door to leave the window open. Brilliant.
I don't, sir. I rarely ever open that window. The central AC works just fine for me. I have no idea how that window could have been opened.
Molly, we need a modern security system with cameras and wired windows. I've been asking for this for a while.
The campus is too big, sir. Our focus has been to protect the perimeter, the walls and the gates.
We can't let this kind of a thing happen, no?
Sir, the hacker was an insider. Someone familiar with internal IT. They needed to know a lot to carry out a targeted hack like this.
Oh, why is that?
They needed specialized knowledge of Swiper to wipe out the database and the backup.
Couldn't it just be a very smart hacker?
No, sir. They also needed to know that Chitra had access to Swiper.
Well, she's the head of the department, isn't she?
Sir, it isn't common for the head of internal IT to have access to admin privileges for an application. I'm very hands-on, sir. I've always been, which is why I had access to Swiper. The hacker knew, sir, and only someone in internal IT would have known that.
Sir, the hacker was from internal IT or had an accomplice there.
So someone from internal IT, or with the help of someone from internal IT, hacks into Swiper and wipes out the database. Why? What do they gain from it? What's their motive?
At this time, unknown.
Somehow I feel like the key to this whole thing is how did they get your password?
Sir, I have a hunch. It's just a hunch, sir. Murli, we haven't talked about this.
Go ahead, it's okay.
Sir, I know our authentication setup. There was no way for them to obtain my password, except one, using a keylogger.
What's that?
It's a physical device that can be attached to a keyboard to record keystrokes, in this case, my keystrokes, and that would include my password.
So someone attached a keylogger to your keyboard
Yes, sir, I think so.
and left it there to record your keystrokes.
That's my best guess.
And then they came back again into your office to retrieve the keylogger and to carry out the hack. So they were in your office not once but twice.
Perhaps they came in through the window in the middle of the night?
But we don't know how or why the window was left open.
No, sir, we don't.
Oh, that doesn't quite fit, does it? I mean, their entire plan couldn't have rested upon your window being left open accidentally. Unless they opened the window themselves from inside your office.
But sir, for that my office would have to be unlocked. And that's only during office hours. During office hours, I'm always in my office, sir. My assistant sits right outside. She even eats lunch at her desk.
Could she be colluding with the hackers?
Oh, no, sir. She's absolutely trustworthy. She's been with me for over 10 years.
Unlatching the window just takes a few moments. Did you have any unusual visitors in the last week?
That's a possibility, sir. I'd have to check my calendar.
Do that.
Chitra, draw up a list of all your visitors in the last week. Everyone is suspect.
Will do, Murli.
And keep us updated.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Chitra,
Sir?
we need to find the hacker. Otherwise we look weak. Can't let that happen.
Understood.
Sit down, Murli. Let me call for some tea. Mr. Braganza, send in some tea, please. Murli, have you seen the news coverage of Swiper hack?
Yes, sir.
Have you read the comments online?
No, just the news.
You should. I always read the comments. Find them far more interesting than the main article.
I'll take a look, sir.
Commenters are all employees, of course. Usually they're griping about me or the company. But this time the tone is different.
How is it different?
They're laughing at us only. Pointing at us and laughing their heads off. Ha ha ha! We fucked Rao on his traditional birthday. Ridicule, Murli. Ingenius has become the fucking joke of the industry. The IT company that got hacked. I know employees hate me. Doesn't bother me. Hate comes from fear. And fear sustains authority. But nothing corrodes the very foundations of authority like ridicule. I won't stand being the target of ridicule, Murli. This has to end.
We will end it, sir. We will find these hackers and publicly hang them.
This company, our ways, one day you'll be its protector, its steward.
You are our steward, sir. I just carry out your vision.
May I come in, sir?
Come in. Did you meet with Neil?
Yes, I did. I talked to him again yesterday. He's such a bright boy, very suave and cultured, and very likable.
That last bit he gets from his mother.
Anything else, sir?
Only these T-boys. They're not muggers, are they?
No. Contract staff. Too expensive to keep on payroll.
So not part of the union?
No, sir.
Good. I don't have to worry about poison in my tea then.
No, sir.
So about Neil's business.
Not viable. It's a nice idea, but there is no money to be made. At least I couldn't figure out how.
Did you tell him that?
I did, as gently as I could. He defended his startup without any data or logic. I don't think Neil is receptive to the idea that Classica does not have a future.
He's naive and stubborn. Well, I've had enough. Time for him to do something else.
I had a thought, sir. Classica has to fail as a business before Neil will consider doing something else. There are ways in which we can make that happen.
Why bother? Without my money, it'll die a natural death anyway.
But do you want to do that? It might ruin your relationship.
I can't let him waste his life.
There may be indirect ways that don't involve you.
Like?
We could ask his office landlord to prematurely terminate the lease.
No, Murli.
No one will say no to us.
Too obvious. He'll know it was me. So Neil's company publishes Indian language classics in English, right?
Yes, sir. He showed me their work for Godan by Premchand. Quite interesting. It is in Hindi, but written in the English script. Just like how many people write on WhatsApp. I studied Hindi only in 10th standard. Thoda malu. But I could understand.
Are you in touch with that social media marketing company out of Noida?
Marketing company?
You know, the one with the Twitter trolls for hire?
Oh, the one we used to support our political benefactor?
Exactly.
I can call them. What do you want them to do?
Well, I'm thinking that Hindu nationalists might have a problem with someone taking our literary heritage and publishing it in English. Language of our former colonial masters.
Maybe, but I'm not following.
Some of them may be angry enough to take it up on social media. Don't you think?
Genius, sir. And it can never be traced back to you.
Just make sure they attack the company, not Neil personally.
Got it, sir.
Maybe a couple of employees too, just to scare them off.
Okay, sir. But, sir, this will be in the news. Hindu nationalists attacking Neil Rao's company. The media will lap it up.
It will. What's our PR manager's name?
Sharmila?
Sharmila. Ask her to get in touch with Neil as soon as this hits the papers. She'll know what to do.
Okay, sir. Got it. I'll go make the calls.
All right. Am I a terrible person, Murli? Do this to my own son?
No, sir. You are doing what's best for him.
Get me this hacker.
Vani?
Usha?
Hi.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Please take a seat.
Do you mind if we swap seats?
Of course not. Something wrong with that chair?
No. I just like to face the entrance.
Would you like something? Oh, you already have a drink. Sorry about that.
I'm sorry to keep you waiting. I had to make sure you were alone.
It's okay. I'm glad you did. This way we get to meet.
Yeah. And, we have to, for us to meet here instead of top.io.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm not going to expose you. I'm a reporter and you're a source.
Just had to be sure. The risk of being wrong is too high.
Okay.
So, Vani, I am not Usha. I'm not Usha Ramani. And there are way too many women of my age at Ingenius for you to identify me without a photo.
I want you to trust me, Usha.
I do. But I must take precautions. I hope you understand.
Of course.
So, Vani, I hope you're getting credit for breaking the swiper hack story.
I am, but expectations are high right now. Last night, after our chat, I took the mass sick leave story to my producer. There is no question, we will run the story.
That's good. Sooner the better. It's planned for Monday. Before that, it's a scoop. After that, it's just reporting the news.
So, the mass sick leave, is that like a strike for a day?
Mm-hmm. U2 is asking employees across our delivery centers to call in sick Monday this week. 1 full day's billing, gone. Say goodbye to 2% revenue of the quarter. It will hit Ingenius where it matters the most. Its bottom line.
Wow, and this is to protest the company's cost-cutting measures.
Mm-hmm. Rao and his cronies are keeping more and more for themselves and for the shareholders. But for us employees.
It's okay, I know what muggers are. I've been covering Ingenius for 6 years.
Then you will know that all these cost-cutting measures are targeted entirely at us muggers. Salary increases have been below inflation for past 3 years. Benefits are being slashed. And now they want us to work 9 hours a day. We won't let that happen.
But how will you call the strike? You're anonymous, underground. Nobody knows who the leaders of the union are.
No one needs to. Employees are angry. Swiper Hack gave them the confidence that they can take a shot at the evil empire and get away with it. Now they know U2 has got their backs.
But still, how do you coordinate a strike if nobody knows who the leaders are?
We use the comment section of your news website.
Sorry? The comment section?
When we know that a certain news item is going to get a lot of clicks from the employees, some of us start seeding it with other ideas. This time, it was the story on your news website about Swiper Hack. That's where we push the plan for mass sick leave.
Wow. Organizing dissent via anonymous comments. Never heard of that before.
We are a different kind of a union. Tech savvy. Have to be. The management is too.
Impressive.
So, Vani, do you read the comment section of your news website?
Not really.
You should. Unmoderated anonymous comments reveal so much about people. Sometimes the worst of humanity. And occasionally, you see a brave spirit taking on a Goliath.
But aren't the muggers afraid of what management might do to retaliate?
Afraid? Why? The management can take action against 2, maybe 3% of the employees. But if every single mugger calls in sick, what are they going to do? Fire us all. Wani, Swiper Hack gave the muggers of the Ingenius the shot in the arm that they needed. Monday is going to be huge. Just watch.
It sure sounds like it. I think I have everything I need, Osha. I'll go back and take a look at the comment section of our website, and if everything adds up, I think we'll run it in tomorrow's market time.
That's great. Like I said, it's a scoop only if you run it before Monday.
Yeah, and I also realized that our TV coverage will help you give your employees a heads up. That's okay with me, and my bosses don't really care. I'm sympathetic with the muggers of Ingenius. I know I shouldn't be.
Wait, Vani. This is not why I called you here. There is more. A lot more.
Okay.
Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
In January, there was a whistleblower complaint about insider trading at Ingenius. Rao covered it up. I have the emails that prove it. Right here. Hi, darling. Just look at that. My man's come home to me.
Hi.
Although, today I came home to you.
Where did you go?
Can we come home to each other every day, please? I want to be domesticated.
No, you don't.
What's the matter, baby?
Sit down.
What is it?
Hannah, Ranbir called me in the morning. He wanted to know why I was suddenly so interested in appraisal systems.
What did you say?
I gave him some bullshit about how last cycle I had so much trouble with appraisals. But I don't think he bought it. Luckily, he has too much on his mind. He moved on to other things.
So, Chitra called him.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean she suspects you?
She called me to her office in the afternoon.
What did she say?
It was a weird conversation. She didn't directly accuse me of anything. She just wanted to know why I came to meet her suddenly about appraisal systems. I stuck to the same story I gave Ranbir.
That's it?
Pretty much. After 10 minutes, the conversation wasn't going anywhere, so I just left.
And?
She's an SVP, but not in my chain of command. She knows she can't give me any shit without solid evidence.
What are the only one she talked to?
I don't know. But from her questions, it seemed like the only thing she had on me was that our meeting was unusual. Which is true. I don't normally meet her.
But that's not evidence.
No. She can't pin me down with just that. I'm in sales. I can't even hack my own fucking toaster.
That was quick. They are smart. I underestimated them. Are you okay?
I make one mistake, and it's the end of my career.
It's time to use our insurance.
You mean Rao's emails?
Forget what you saw.
You found something in his emails.
The less you know about it, the better.
Oh, really?
First, we'll hit them with mass sick leave on Monday, and then...
I see. So you're behind that too?
Of course.
I should have guessed. Or perhaps you could have told me.
I didn't want you any more involved, darling.
No, of course not. Involve me only when you need my help. Anna, where is all this going?
This company has exploited muggers for way too long. Rao has to go. And his entire EC. And this whole maker-checker bullshit. We will keep attacking until we destroy the company's reputation. Customers will flee. Investors will bail out. We will burn the company down to the ground if we have to.
Stop! Just stop!
Sometimes a forest fire is needed for new growth. We are that fire.
Have you already handed over Rao's emails to the media?
What do you mean?
Don't pretend, Anna. I'm not a fool. Whatever you found in those emails is not insurance for us. Never was. You are always going to use it against Rao.
We protect ourselves by bringing Rao down. By bringing the company down on his head. He will be so busy saving his ass, he won't have a moment to look for the hackers, don't you see?
You knew you were going to download those emails before we walked into Chitra's office. And you didn't tell me.
No, I didn't. I didn't know Rao had anything in his emails. I did not know Chitra had admin access to the email server. I just tried it on a hunch and it worked.
I don't believe you.
That's the truth.
What's there in his emails?
Proof that he covered up the insider trading within the finance department.
So you've already handed over his emails to the media, haven't you?
No. But I met a reporter today and showed her the emails.
So you lied again?
I didn't tell you about it because I didn't want you any more involved.
From the day you roped me into this scheme of yours, you've been lying to me. You lied to me about what you were going to do in Chitra's office.
No, I didn't.
And then you lied to me about what you were going to do with Rao's emails. Insurance, you called it. But you were always going to use it against Rao.
No, I didn't. You have to
And now you lied to me again. You had already
God damn it, I lied to you. I lied to you because I had to. Because you are so fucking naive. You would have tried to stop me and I wouldn't have. And then we would have fought.
Well, we are fighting now. Your prediction came true. Happy? Holy shit.
What are you doing?
Leaving. I'll check into her desk.
What? No!
I need time to think.
But I explained why. I didn't have a choice. Please don't go. It was a small lie to protect you. Us. I'm sorry.
Then drop this crazy mission of yours. This union bullshit. You'll get caught and they'll show you no mercy. and nothing will ever happen to Rao.
I can't. And you believe in our mission too.
I don't.
Yes, you do. Just like me, you believe that muggers are exploited and that they deserve their fair share in some respect. Tell me that you don't.
You've gone crazy, Anna. I work here. Ingenius is my employer. Why would I be okay with destroying it? Why would you? How does this make any sense?
Maybe it doesn't make sense to a maker. This was never going to work out anyway, right? A maker, a mugger.
Don't make this about something else.
Just go. Go!
This is huge, Vani.
I have never done a story this big. I need your help.
Let's go over the facts again. There was a whistleblower complaint from someone outside the company in January that some traders had the Ingenius numbers for the prior quarter before the earnings release. The complaint points its finger at the Ingenius finance department. Basically, the whistleblower was saying that there was an insider trading ring that extended right up to the Ingenius finance department.
That's right.
Now, by law, the Ingenius board must ensure that every whistleblower complaint is investigated by management and reported back to the board. But at the next board meeting, Murli tells the board that the complaint was investigated into and nothing was found.
Except that they didn't investigate it. Rao and Murli covered it up, and there are emails to prove it. They knew this was going on and they covered it up.
Wow! Just wow! I mean, this sort of thing happens every day of the week in India. Insider trading is rampant. But for it to happen at Ingenius, the shining beacon of corporate governance in India, and for the chairman and the CFO to cover it up, and then for there to be proof of it, unfucking believable. This is gold, darling. Journalistic gold.
Thanks, Priya. But what I don't understand is why would they cover it up? Were they trying to make money from insider trading? That can't be true. They're both far too rich.
Who knows? Maybe they were helping out a favorite broker or something. Or maybe they knew who was involved and didn't want to fire them. Or maybe they were just afraid of a reputational fallout from an investigation. Who the fuck knows? These captains of industry, these super successful people, the reasons for their actions don't always make sense to us commoners, darling. You remember Rajat Gupta?
Yeah, the McKinsey guy.
Same one. He was the boss of McKinsey worldwide. A multi-millionaire on a first-name basis with hundreds of CEOs. Why would he risk all this to tip a hedge fund guy? Makes no sense, nah? But he did.
And they jailed him. Do you think Rao and Murli will go to jail?
In India? Not a chance. Let's take this one step at a time. We have to first make sure that we can actually take this story on air.
What do you mean? You just said this is journalistic gold and it's exclusive to CBC.
And it is. But it's too big to take it on air by ourselves, Vani. Jairaj will want Pawan to bless it.
Pawan Agarwal approves stories?
And he's been known to say no. Ingenius does give us crores of rupees in advertising, you know.
Can't we get Jairaj to make the case?
No. We'll have to bypass him. Fewer people know about it, the better. I'll go directly to Pawan. Jairaj will be pissed. I'll handle him later.
We have to do this quickly, Priya. I don't want my source to get impatient and go to ET now.
You're right. Pawan works late. I'll go up to him right now. And Vani, good job, darling. While you're in Mumbai, go get yourself a fancy new dress.
Why?
For awards night, darling.
These underground union bastards, they're smart. They attack us from the shadows and hit us where it hurts. Those other union guys from 5 years ago are a bunch of idiots. They thought Gandhiwadi would break us. Easy to find, easy to crush.
The mass sick leave is going to hurt us this quarter.
How much?
From early reports, absenteeism today is 70% across all offices. We lose a little over 1% of revenue and 5% of profit.
Shit.
We won't meet your commitment to the street, sir.
All because some muggers are getting too big for their chaddis.
The board will have some tough questions for you.
I'll handle the board. I'm not worried about them. It's the union that needs to be tamed. Is it Braganza? Have Chitra join us, please. Murli, have you heard of the phrase, take no prisoners?
I think so.
In olden times, victorious armies would often enslave the people they defeated. Economically, that was a smart thing to do. Slavery underpinned the greatest empires in history, including the Roman Empire. But sometimes, the victorious king would tell his men, take no prisoners. And then, they would put everyone to the sword. Why?
Hate?
Partly. But hate is an emotion, irrational. There's actually a very rational reason to do that, especially if it was a rebel army. To make an example out of it. To crush them in a cruel and gruesome way. Heads on spikes, women raped, children, babies, death to everyone. So that stories of how the empire crushed the rebellion spread far and wide, and no one had ever dared to raise their heads again. I will make an example out of the underground union. I'll have them arrested on national television, publicly shamed, long jail sentences. Their own mothers will disown them. And after I'm done with them, no one at Ingenius will ever want to form a union again.
Good morning, sir.
Chitra, please tell me you have a lead on the hacker. Some good news would be very welcome right now.
Yes, sir. It's not airtight, but I think I have something here.
I see. Have you heard this?
Actually, no, I thought I'd brief you both together. I didn't want to waste time.
Go ahead.
Well, sir, I've been quite certain right from the start that the hacker used a keylogger. They couldn't have obtained my password any other way. I don't write it down. The
You have told
security
us all
is-
of this, Chitra. Get to the next part.
Of course. So the hacker would have needed a few moments alone in my office to attach the keylogger.
Or it could be the hacker's accomplice.
Yes, so the question I try to answer is, when did they attach the device?
If they entered through the window to attach the keylogger, it would have been at night. It could be any night before the hack. We don't know how many days the window was left open.
Actually, Murli, I'm reasonably sure that the window was unlatched and the keylogger was attached by the same person in the middle of the workday.
Why? They could have opened the window during the workday and attached the keylogger in the dead of the night. It's a lot safer this way.
It wouldn't have been safer that way. In the middle of the night when I'm in my office, the keylogger isn't getting any keystrokes, no passwords, nothing to record. It would have to wait until I'm in my office the next day and start working to record anything. But once I'm in my office and the hacker has no access, they'd have to wait until after hours to retrieve the keylogger.
So?
So they would definitely worry about the risk of the open window or the attached device being discovered by me or my assistant or someone who's in my office.
So since the hack was carried out on Tuesday night, what you're saying is that the keylogger was attached sometime during the workday on Tuesday itself.
Yes, sir. And I think the window was opened at the same time.
So it had to be a visitor then. Who did you meet on Tuesday?
I had 4 one-on-one meetings that day, sir. 2 were with people on my team who I trust implicitly and who I see almost every single day.
And the other 2?
One was a vendor, Dell's national sales manager visiting from Delhi. And the other was Rahul Bose, VP Global Markets, New York.
Rahul Bose?
Do you remember leaving your office during that meeting?
Yes, sir. I left during both meetings. With the vendor, I stepped out to speak with my assistant, and with Rahul, I stepped out because the system had crashed and I needed to be briefed on the status.
Rahul Bose is a maker, a fast tracker. He cannot be involved in this.
Yes, Murli, it's hard to imagine him being mixed up in this, but here's the thing. The purpose for his meeting with me was completely ad hoc. He said he wanted to talk about appraisal systems and global markets just out of the blue. He had never even mentioned this to me before this meeting. We had a great conversation, but he's a smart guy. He could have been faking it. When I called Ranbir later to ask, he had no clue why Rahul would want to talk to me about appraisal systems of all things.
It could be that he doesn't like the way our appraisal systems work. Finance team is always complaining about it.
It could be, but if I'm correct, and we discount for the small possibility that the Dell account manager was compromised, then the finger of suspicion points to Rahul.
That's too much of a stretch if you ask me.
Did you speak with them?
Yes, sir. I called the Dell guy's boss. He said he flew in from Delhi that morning for the meeting and flew back the same evening. He lives in Delhi, sir. He was born and raised there. I simply can't see how or why he would carry this out from there.
And Rahul?
I called him to my office on Thursday morning. I could sense his guard going up when I started to probe him, but I couldn't get anything out of him. Nothing new anyway.
Haven't followed.
Pardon me, sir?
Let's see who he meets, on campus and off. Ask Ranbir to extend his stay here. Don't tell him why, just that I've asked for it. And Murli, you'll connect her with her ex-raw friends?
Yes, sir. But doesn't all this sound a bit iffy? If a keylogger was used and if the keylogger was attached on Tuesday?
They're reasonable assumptions, Murli.
But for a VP of this company to do this, I find it hard to believe.
People have their reasons. People's minds don't work the same way. I don't understand, for instance, why people bungee jump, but they do. Maybe this is how he gets his thrills. Maybe he has gambling debts and competitors paying him to take us out from within. We just don't know. All we have at this time is Chitra's theory. Let's follow the path, see where it takes us.
Okay, sir.
And Chitra,
Sir,
how many years did you say you've been at this company?
18 years, sir.
In those 18 years, you must have carried out many important assignments for us, yes?
Yes, sir. It's been my privilege to be
This
trusted.
is the most important assignment of your career. Find the hacker.
Sir.
Sir, I know you said you didn't want to be disturbed, sir, but Mr. Pavan Agrawal from CBC is on the line.
Just take a message, I'll call him back.
That's what I told his assistant, sir, but she insisted it was urgent and that you would want to take this call.
All right, put him through. Don't leave, this will take just a minute. He probably wants to invite me for some CEO conference. Hello? Pavan! How are you? What are you doing at work at this hour? Shouldn't you be on a golf course somewhere? All right, what's up? What nonsense? Come on, Pawan. You gotta believe this bullshit. You know how it is with people like you and me. They're jealous. They just make up these stories to pull us down. And where are you getting this from? Shit, the hacker. The hacker. Pawan, these people, they're getting their lessons from Russian hackers and WikiLeaks, okay? Please don't believe them. My emails. Okay, listen to me. This story, these emails, lies, fabrications, okay? And don't forget, Ingenius gives you 20 crores of ad spend a year.
What happened, sir?
CBC will put it on air in 48 hours.
What, sir? What will they put on air?
The whistleblower case from January.
What? Whistleblower case? How? Who talked to them?
My emails. The hacker got my emails.
Sir, you didn't delete those email messages? Chitra, can you excuse us?
Wait, Chitra. There's something he said about the hacker. That's it. He called the hacker a she. Rahul Bose has a secret girlfriend right here in Ingenius. Find out who she is. In 48 hours, this company is going to be under attack. Go, Chitra, find her.
Sir.
Rahul Bose. Only a man in love can be that stupid. And what did the minister say?
It was you.
I'll call you back.
You did it. You set those trolls on us.
Calm down. What are you talking about?
Oh, please, Dad. Don't act all innocent. Don't insult my intelligence.
All I know is that some social media trolls went after your company on social media.
Not just the company. Employees. Women. The things they said. Nasty, nasty things. Dirty images. Threats of rape.
Well, respect for women is not what these people are known for.
But they did not come after me. I am the face of the company. I am on Facebook. I am on Twitter. Why did they spare me?
And from that you concluded that I was behind this. Really?
Yes. It explains why it's happening now. Because you don't want to put more money into Classica.
You think I would do this for $1 million to my own son?
I don't know. What other reason could there be?
Look, I'm sorry. I should have stayed on top of all this, but everything going on here, it's been hard. All right, so what happened? Murli told me that some Hindu nationalists got upset with your company because you publish Indian language classics in English.
Roman, Dad. The script is Roman. I know you deliberately call it English, just like you never say Classica. It's always your company. You show your contempt for what I do by pretending to forget the details. You're an important man, and that's what important men do. You have hated Classica from day one. You have never believed in me.
I have always believed in you. Always. You're a lot smarter than me. You have drive, ambition. You're destined for great things, son. I know you are. The problem with Classica is the business model. Can't be expected to perform miracles with a losing proposition. Look, Neil, I know you're upset, but you're not thinking straight. I had nothing to do with this. All right, let me call our PR team. We'll sit down, we'll do some damage control. These social media trolls, they don't hang around the same topic for too long.
It's too late now. I already spoke to Sharmila. The women employees, they have all resigned. And some men too. They're all just too scared. And what can I tell them? Can I guarantee their safety? It's finished, Dad. The company is finished.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. What will you do now?
I don't know. I will have to shut down Classica. I mean, no choice really. Even if I had the money, who will join the company now? all over the papers. My failure is going to be all over the papers.
No, startups fail all the time.
But this was the great Chairman Rao's son's company. The media is going to enjoy taking me down. It will be a feeding frenzy.
It won't last. I'll put our PR team on this. We know how to manage the news cycle.
For the last 2 years, this is all I have done. I have lived and breathed Classica. I wanted this to be my success, small but all mine. It would not have hurt to lose in the market, but like this,
Done.
it's okay. I'll be okay.
Go home, Neil. I'll have our people take care of shutting down the company.
No. I had to do this on my own.
I understand. Will you come home for dinner?
I don't know.
Your mother will want that. The script for English is called Roman.
Yes.
Strange.
Anna Matthew,
Yes, sir.
are you sure?
100%.
Mr. Braganza, please ask Rahul Bose, VP Global Markets, New York, to come see me immediately. Yes, he's somewhere here on campus. How did you find her?
Well, sir, per your instructions, I had the security company follow Rahul. At first, they had reported nothing unusual. He just went from campus to hotel and back again the next day. And on campus, all his meetings were perfectly normal. Then I had this idea, sir. There was a way to find out where Rahul had been these last few days. You see, whenever he's in Bangalore, he takes a car from the Ingenius fleet. The drivers there are required to keep a record of pick-up and drop-off locations. From Monday to Thursday last week, he was being dropped off at the same residential block of flats in BTM layout. He was spending his nights there.
And Anna Matthew lives in that block of flats.
Actually, sir, there are 6 Ingenius employees in that building, but only one of them lives alone. And she's in internal IT. There's no doubt, sir. It's Anna.
This is the break we were hoping for. Good work, Chitra. Excellent.
Thank you, sir.
After this is over, let's sit down, you and me. Let's talk about your future here at Ingenius.
I'd like that very much, sir.
So, let's say we can get Rahul to cooperate. How do we get that file with the emails out of Anna's hands?
Well, sir, we'd have to guess how many copies she'd made and where all she's kept them.
Rahul would know. But I think it's safe to assume that at least one copy would be on a computer, probably her laptop.
It would have to be a personal one, sir. I don't think she'd keep it on the company laptop.
And the others?
She might have made a removable hard disk or a backup CD. It's hard to say, sir. It could even be on a cloud backup service.
I'll have to get Rahul to cooperate. Otherwise, we'll never know. In the meanwhile, can you start working on our way to get into Anna's computer to delete that file?
Or reformat the disk.
Whatever works.
I can do that, sir.
You wanted to see me, Mr. Rao?
Rahul, come. Wait, children. Have you met Chitra?
Yes, sir.
Yes, of course you have. Met her just a few days ago. In her office. The same office from where the hack was carried out.
Mr. Rao, I had nothing to do with the hack. Absolutely nothing. Chitra is making this up. Just because I had a meeting with her? Seems like she has no other suspects, so she's trying to tie this around my neck.
Did I say you were the hacker?
And even if I wanted to do it for some reason, sir, I don't have the skills to do it. I'm not a techie. And why would I want to do it anyway, sir? What could I possibly gain from it?
All fair points. Some water?
No, thank you, sir.
Sit. Go ahead, sit down. It's all right. All this had us scratching our heads as well. For a while. But then Chitra made this very interesting discovery. Your secret girlfriend. You helped Anna Matthew hack into Swiper and steal my emails.
Mr. Rao, I'm sure there's been some misunderstanding.
It's over, Rahul. Carry on, Chitra.
Yes, sir.
And start working on that thing we talked about. We'll be needing it tonight.
Will do, sir.
Sit down. Rahul Bose, maker, VP Global Markets, New York, youngest ever VP at Ingenius. Throws it all away for a girl? For a fucking mugger?
I didn't do anything, Mr. Rao.
Of course you didn't. It was Anna, you just helped.
No, sir, we had nothing to do with the hack.
Oh, so you are in a relationship with her?
Yes, sir.
Why'd you do it, Rahul? Did you have a score to settle with the company?
I didn't do anything,
Did
sir.
we mistreat you in any way? Not make you rich enough?
Chitra is falsely accusing me.
Why? Why would you betray your company? You're chairman. You're a maker and you stab me in the back.
You have to believe me, Mr.
Stop
Rao.
lying!
Sir, is everything okay?
Everything's okay, Mr. Brigant. Thanks for checking. Sit down. So you're a union sympathizer, a champion of the downtrodden, a mugger lover.
No, sir. I'm based out of New York. I don't have time for anything else besides my job.
Do you consider yourself privileged, Rahul?
Sorry, sir?
Do you consider yourself privileged?
I guess so.
Privilege can only be enjoyed by the few. Give it to too many and you dilute it. How can you feel privileged if you aren't surrounded by people without it? Right? Right?
Yes, sir.
That is why becoming a maker or checker in this company is so damn difficult. Only the best can make it. It's a beautiful system if you think about it. My design, by the way. The idea behind it is simple but powerful. Makers and checkers run the company on behalf of the shareholders. You are an agent of the shareholders, not an employee. You have to keep them happy, of course, but if you do, they gladly share the rewards of success with you. Shareholders are your gods, and I am the Word of God, your prophet, your Messiah, the one who gave you this privilege, your high station, and you owed me your loyalty, but instead you deliberately caused me harm. You broke your covenant with the gods.
I didn't do anything, Mr.
The
Rao.
gods are angry, Rahul. They demand retribution.
Please, sir.
Admit your guilt. Repent your sins.
We had nothing to do with the hack.
All right. So you want to play it, what do they call it in New York? Hardball?
No, sir.
Let me spell it out for you, Rahul. You and your girlfriend are going to jail for a very long time.
Sir, please.
5 to 10 years. Jails in India are not very comfortable, I hear.
You can't do this. You don't have any evidence.
I have all the evidence I need for the only police officer that matters. The DIG cybercrimes. We trained the cybercrimes unit here in Bangalore, you know. The DIG is very grateful.
There are courts. You can't just...
Rahul, this is India, not New York. Our police, our courts, they're not your institutions of a functioning democracy. They're businesses that sell their influence for hard cash. For someone like me, it's very, very easy. I just need to know I'm sending the right people to jail. After all, I have a conscience too, you know.
Sir, please, you can't do this.
And after the Indian criminal case, we will also sue you in the US for damages to be recovered from your US-based assets. It'll make life in jail a lot harder, knowing that when you finally come out, you'll be both unemployable and penniless.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Mrs. Braganza, get me DIG Sabharwal.
No, sir, please. I can't go to jail. And Anna, please don't do this.
There may be a way out. Those emails, they have to be deleted. Do you know where they are?
I don't have the files.
And who has them? Your girlfriend?
God. Oh, God.
Rahul, this is not the time to waffle.
God.
This is a limited time offer. It expires now. Are you listening, Rahul?
God.
Erase those emails and we will forget about this.
God.
All right, have it your way.
Okay. I'll try. Sir, please.
Hello? Puneet. How are you? Any updates on the investigation? Trying is not good enough. Those emails have to be deleted. Do you know where they are?
I think so.
You think so?
I mean, yes.
I see. That's interesting. Where?
On a USB stick and on a laptop.
Any other copies?
I'm pretty sure. I'm sure. No.
Well, we might have some leads for you as well. Shall we meet at the club tomorrow for breakfast? I can ask Chitra to join us as well. Yes, 7:30 a.m., the usual table. See you tomorrow. You will sit down with Chitra and come up with a plan to delete both copies of the emails. But before that, I want to know everything that's happened so far.
Where is the memory stick, Anna?
Memory stick?
The one that has Rao's emails.
So you made a deal?
For both of us. Where is it?
And what's the deal? Just curious.
I'm pardoned. You're free to go find another job. They won't interfere.
And you believe them?
Rao gave me his word.
His word.
They are on to us, Anna. Not just me. They know you did it too. It was either this or long-term unemployment.
So, your apology, coming back here, making up, everything was a lie?
I'm sorry, but I had no other choice. You got us into this mess. I'm getting us out.
You made love to me last night. All the while you were scheming and plotting with Rao, you bastard!
I did what I did because you won't listen. Why don't you fucking listen to reason?
You made me sick!
I don't expect you to understand.
Oh, I understand well enough. Mr. Rising Star is saving his ass and his career.
Stop this madness, Anna. Let's give Rao what he wants. Leave this job. Marry me. I've asked you 1,000 times. Come with me to the US. Let's start over. We'll be happy.
You are such a disappointment, Rahul. Such a fucking disappointment.
Where is the memory stick, Anna? I'm doing this for both of us.
Fuck this. If the man who supposedly loves me can sell me out, there is no hope.
Thank you.
Aren't you forgetting something?
The copy on your laptop? I've already taken care of that.
Taken care of them? Ah, the apology e-card had malware embedded in it. I should have guessed. E-cards aren't really your thing.
Anna, darling.
Get away from me!
Look, I know you're angry right now, but you'll thank me when we put this behind
You
us.
are so fucking naive. You are a fool if you think Rao will forgive and forget. And I'm a fool for loving you.
Anna, darling.
Don't touch me!
Why can't you see what I'm doing? They are on to us. They know it was us. Rao threatened to send us to jail. What was I supposed to do? If I'd asked you for the files, would you have given them to me? No. And then we would have both gone to jail.
Jail doesn't scare me.
It should. It scares me.
Leave!
I'll come back tomorrow.
Get out! Take your stuff and get the fuck out of my flat! Krishna Rao, this is Anna Matthew. I still have a copy of your emails, somewhere on a cloud server. I'd like to meet tonight. That's the deal. Take it or leave it.
So let you and Rahul off the hook,
Otherwise, those emails will find their way to the media.
Exactly.
No.
No.
No deal.
You know you could go to jail.
Not me. Not in India. But you are definitely going to jail. 5 to 10 years, I guarantee that.
I'm willing to risk that. Are you willing to risk your reputation? Your chairmanship?
Sure, I might have to leave Ingenius for a while. But I'll be out there, enjoying my freedom. While you will be contemplating what your life could have been like from behind bars.
Fine. Your funeral.
So you would send Rahul to jail for no fault of his? I understand you tricked him into doing this for you.
Why would he go to jail? I'm the one who did the hacking.
Oh, he's an accomplice. He attached the keylogger. He's definitely going to jail with you. Although, not the same jail. They don't mix the sexes in jail, you know. They'd rather that criminals didn't procreate.
Okay. So he'll go to jail too. But you will be all over the media. For weeks. Your cronies on the board will have to ask you to resign. Your name will be mud.
People's memories are short. In any case, how many people in India even understand what insider trading is? No. I'll be back soon. Maybe after a short stint in politics. Yeah, politics. The Ganga Jal that washes away all crimes.
You're bluffing.
Try me. Let me ask you again. Are you willing to send Rahul to jail for your crime?
Let him go.
Ah. So your lover's treachery didn't entirely snuff out your love for him.
You're a psychopath.
And you are a terrorist. Sit down. Sit down, Anna Matthew. You both know you can't send Rahul to jail. You just gave me the trump card in our little game here. So you think I'm a psychopath? Psychopath has no purpose, you know. His aggression has no goal. I think of myself more as a running back in American football. You watch any American football? No? So the running back is this explosive, powerful athlete who isn't afraid of contact. He is single-mindedly focused on getting the ball to the end zone, which is like the goal in your football. Running back. That's what I am. Nobody gets between me and my goal. Within the rules, of course.
Within the rules. If I walk out of this room, you are getting a red card. Don't forget that.
There is no danger of that happening. Because you are not walking out of this room. I hate unions. Unions are really about power. Workers exercising the power to keep more for themselves. This country has millions of unemployed youth who are willing to work for a tenth of what we pay you and your friends, and they still can't get a job. Why should I put more money into the pockets of spoiled, overpaid employees who are holding me to ransom?
Because these employees made you the rich man you are today?
Oh, is that so? Or is it the other way around? That I gave them their jobs, the best jobs they could have had, a chance to leave those dusty towns and villages of theirs and join modern India.
Can we get on with it? I don't want to listen to your self-justification of greed.
Well, controlled greed is what makes capitalism work.
Enough. Do you have a counter-offer?
One of you has to go to jail. The hacker must be punished. If those emails surface anywhere, then the other one goes to jail too.
What do you gain by putting me in jail?
Huh? So it's you that'll go to jail, not Rahul. Not a moment's hesitation there. I respect that.
I don't care about your respect. What do you gain by putting me in jail?
Don't you think crime should be punished?
You are the criminal here. I was going to unmask you.
We all have our self-justifications, don't we? All right. How about this then? You'll be arrested. It'll be widely reported in the media. Once the news cycle moves on, you'll be released. We won't press charges.
Infamy and long-term unemployment.
More or less.
You'd let Rahul leave on good terms and find alternate employment?
Agreed.
If either of us is harassed in any way,
I have nothing to gain by harassing you. In spite of what you think, I'm not a psychopath.
okay.
Good. We have a deal then.
What next?
I'll call our friends in the police. They'll come around to your flat in the morning. Oh, and one more thing. I want the names of all the union leaders.
Not a chance.
It was worth a shot. Come in a couple of weeks, Anna. I could use someone like you.
Fuck you, Rao!
Language, Anna Matthew.
You don't know how much I have wanted to say that to your face.
Welcome back. The hacker who hacked into Ingenius last week has been arrested. Anna Matthew, an IT manager in the internal IT department of Ingenius, was taken into police custody on Saturday morning. The Cybercrime Division of Karnataka Police was responsible for tracking down the hacker. CBC has learned that the police is also closing in on other members of the underground union who claimed responsibility for the hack. Meanwhile, Mr. Murali Venkataraman, the CFO of Ingenius, has resigned. In a statement issued by the company, Mr. Venkataraman is leaving to pursue other interests. Chitra Mathur will take over the reins from Mr. Venkataraman. And that's all we have time for today. This is Priya Singh saying goodbye. See you tomorrow, same time, for market time. That's a wrap, guys. Thank you so much. Good work as always.
Hi, Priya.
Oh, you scared me.
Sorry.
How did you get in?
Security thinks I still work here.
Security. I don't even know why we pay these guys anything.
Priya, I tried calling you many times.
Sorry, darling. I've been so busy. You know how it is.
I thought maybe you could talk to Pavan about me. He listens to you.
Vani, I'm barely hanging on to my own job. Pavan was so angry when I told him your source had stopped cooperating. He was furious. I thought he was going to terminate my contract right then and there.
But Priya, we could have still run the stories without the emails. Why didn't we? Was it the loss of the ad revenue from Ingenius?
Sweetheart, you don't understand. Rao is too big to go after without documentary evidence.
Okay, we didn't run the story, but why did I lose my job?
That's how it works, darling. Pavan, you know, this was a big loss of face for him. And do you think Rao is ever going to let him forget it?
So I lost my job because Pavan Agarwal's pride was hurt?
You know how these guys are? Testosterone.
Can't Jairaj do something?
Jairaj is not going to do anything. We went over his head, remember? And look, I don't see why you're so worried. Industry's hiring like crazy. I'm sure you'll get a good job. And I'll give you a strong reference. Chalo, I have to remove all these wires off me now. I have to go. Good luck, okay? Ciao, darling.
We'd like to place on record our gratitude for Murli Venkatraman and his many contributions to Ingenius during his 25-year career with the company. We wish him well in his future endeavors. Moving on to the last item on the agenda. This item is off the record. Senior members of the executive committee will note that from time to time we discuss matters in this room that cannot be disclosed outside. No written record of any decisions made here is kept, nor will you put any of this in writing as you implement it in your organizations. Is that understood? All right, I'd like to ask Chairman Rao to please take up this last item.
Thank you, Chitra. And again, congratulations. You'll make a fine CFO.
Thank you, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you all know, the hacker has been arrested. She was an employee in internal IT, a mugger. What is most disturbing is that our main accomplice, Rahul Bose, was a maker. We expect our makers to lead this company, to nurture and sustain it well into the future, when most of us around this table will no longer be here. But instead, Rahul Bose almost destroyed it. What do we value in our makers and checkers? Intelligence, a good education, leadership qualities, but these are all worthless if we cannot trust them, if they are not loyal. The betrayal of Rahul Bose cannot happen again. We must take concrete, immediate steps to ensure that this company and its leadership are protected in the future. Therefore, I am asking for some policy changes. Chitra will walk you through them. I know some of you will not agree with these changes. Murli did not, and we ended up parting ways. But I bear him no ill will, nor will I to any of you that disagree. I hope I am making myself clear. Yes? Good. Chitra?
Sir. The policy changes under this resolution are as follows. Number 1, all makers and checkers will take a pledge of loyalty to Ingenius. This oath shall not be written down, it shall be passed down only by spoken word. It shall be administered by a maker or a checker. Number 2, biological children of makers and checkers benefit from the same traits and upbringing that made their parents successful here. Consequently, in the future, they will not need to take a sorting test. They will automatically qualify to join Ingenius as makers and checkers respectively. Number 3, effective immediately, we will create an office of the chairman. Neil Rao will join the office of the chairman as Executive Vice President. He will report directly to Chairman Rao. Neil will also join the Executive Committee effective now. All those in favor of the resolution, please raise your hands. With that, the resolution is passed.
Please welcome our newest Executive Committee member and the future of Ingenius, Neil Rao.
I'd like to ask all of you to please stand for the oath of loyalty. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I pledge my loyalty to Ingenius,
I pledge my loyalty to Ingenius,
its shareholders,
its
and their representative, our chairman.
and their representative, our chairman.
Every action I take will be guided by.
Every action I take will be guided by.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to introduce the cast. Sejal Desai, Pulkit Desai, Namita Satyan. Rita Vanya as Priya and Divya Chari as Vani. Chokshi as Neil, J. Ganesh as Murali. Ekta Brahmakshatri as Anna. And as Chitra Mathur, the producer, designer, and my partner in Bear Drama Company, Sindhu Singh.
I'd now like to introduce you to the crew of the play that make what you see in front of you possible, starting with costumes, Aarti Nagraj and Namita Satyan. Kansal. On props and stage crew, Pulkit and Sejal Desai. Our fabulous stage manager, Michelle Marco. On ticketing, we have Satish and Naina Shenoy. A couple of people that are in the audience who are responsible for the brilliant production you saw, as much as everyone standing here, starting with Basab's son Naren Pradhan, who composed the original music. Also, Seema Mittal is here. She did the set design that you see in front of you. So Seema, if you could please ask. Lights and sound, we have in the booth Haley Shapiro on lights, Matt and Manny. Last but not least, the playwright, director, and Chairman Rao, the formidable Basab Pradhan. Please and crew to raise your right hand and repeat after me. I pledge my loyalty.
I pledge my loyalty
to Director Pradhan.
to Director Pradhan.
Every action I take will be guided by him.
Every action I take will be guided by him.
So we'd like to thank you all so very much for coming out and supporting us and encouraging us. This truly is a labor of love. And it means a lot to us that you come out and cheer for us, given all the options that you all have in the Bay Area. So please continue doing so. If you liked what you saw today, we would love it if you could please share, take pictures outside in front of the banner, post it on social media, on whatever you use, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and let people know about the show. We've got 3 more performances, one at 6 p.m. tonight and 2 more next Sunday. So please do help us spread the word about the play. Also, the cast will be waiting outside, so if you have a moment before you leave, if you could please greet them and speak with them, they'd love to hear from you. And we have a mailing list. If you'd like to stay updated about our productions coming up in 2018, please do sign up on bayareadrama.company. We'd love for you to come join us on stage, off stage. If you'd like to volunteer, there's a way you can indicate that when you do sign up in the newsletter. Finally, just to let you all know, every dollar that we get in ticketing revenue in this company goes towards the next production. So every dollar we make is put towards bringing more of these kinds of stories to you. Stories that have social justice themes that we feel are meaningful, that our community should hear, and giving voices to those narratives. So please do, if you have the ability to do so. We have a red donations box outside, so please do contribute if you can. It will go a long way in allowing us to continue bringing this kind of work to you. So thank you all so very much again, and good night.
Good night.